What's up guys, Houndish here, and today Weekly Reset has arrived for Destiny 2 for the 14th of October. Today we do get another game update, this one dropping some free rewards for players, so there's going to be this catch-up chest we can pick up. That will help players get to 300 power if they're currently below that. Otherwise, Bungie have said there will still be a power boost for all of the players, so we'll check that out when we get into the game. They also give us that update regarding Unstable Cores, the new economy item from Edge of Fate, which they're going to be completely removing in Renegades. So they also give us a fat bundle of those, and we've got additional power changes in the update today, designed to speed up the power climb. Otherwise, we'll round up other patch notes, vendor inventories, we'll take a look at Eververse, any other kind of major things showing up at Weekly Reset, as well as the various updates. So if you guys find the video helpful, do us a huge favor and hit subscribe if you are new around here. Otherwise though, without delay, let's get into it. First quick mention for the Heliostat exotic mission. This week, we can get more catalysts for the exotic axe. I'm not sure if we'll be able to earn just one catalyst or whether Bungie will allow us to earn all of them. Their wording hasn't been very specific, but if you're after all of the upgrades, that is the first thing to go after in terms of new-ish content this week, I suppose. Separate to that, before we get into the rest of the gameplay stuff, we'll take a look at some of the important patch changes from today. So, Bungie, firstly, this is just worth noting, they've also completed the second Avalon Pinnacle Ops datapad objective in the Pinnacle Missives Discovered 3 seasonal challenge. So that one should now be ticked because players were having issues with it. Otherwise, in the update today, we get that catch-up chest and a whole ton of free unstable cores, which we'll look at in just a minute. But Bungie are also speeding up the power climb. So across basically every portal activity, all reward grades are going to drop another +1 to the power outcome for the reward in that activity. So that's the first thing, but it pairs with another change where bonus engrams, the ones indicated on portal activities with the kind of green engram on them, every single one of those engrams is going to drop at the same power level as our primary rewards from the chest. So when you put both of the changes to power leveling together, that's going to be just about the most significant bump in player power progression overall that we've had since Edge of Fate dropped. So given that Bungie are also not increasing the power level in the next DLC, if you're looking to get ready for Renegades and maximize your reward potential for the next expansion, to be fair, it is pretty beneficial to actually level up in the game right now. So it's just something worth keeping in mind if you plan to come back. Otherwise, of course, Bungie are changing challenge modifiers and basically setting the power delta for a handful of activities where there's been a bunch of feedback about it ahead of time. We'll just have to see how it plays out in the game today. And that's really the core of the important changes from this update. The other component, of course, is the catch-up chest. So, if you head to the tower in relation to this catch-up chest business, Bungie have very kindly marked it on the map for us right here. The TechSec Supply Drop is the name of it. You can also see it on the tower map in general. So having a quick look, I assume if you are below 300 power, then basically all of this stuff will be fixed at least 300. So it's going to be useful for players who are trying to catch up. I'm seeing 468 right here, which I think is a couple of power levels higher than my maximum. So there's technically a power boost for all players unless you are at the absolute maximum power level already. We also have the unstable cores, which expire at the end of the season. There's a total of 777,777, but you won't be able to pick them up if that means that you would technically go over 1 million. I have quite a few here stacked up, as you can see, but that's going to be useful because Bungie, once again, are removing them. Otherwise, I'm assuming that these are fixed rolls of these weapons. They are tier 3s, so we won't go into them in too much detail. They're relatively common drops. There's an alright unfall right here with jolting feedback, which is pretty nice. What else have we got? The boom slang, another common weapon, which you can grab. Not necessarily the god roll, although it depends what you like, I suppose. But nonetheless, they're free. So go ahead and grab these. And again, if you are returning to the game after a little bit of a break, that should be beneficial in terms of getting you to 300 power, which will be useful in general moving forward. So that's the supply drop part, I suppose. Also, looking at Zavala here, he has a bunch of boom slangs available as well. So again, it's a pretty common weapon. A lot of players probably have the kind of rolls they generally would like. I quite like having precision instrument on it, but you've got jolting feedback here. A bunch of different variations. Just keep in mind, if you see one that you like the look of, this is what I've been using, rapid hit and precision instrument. I think it's pretty good, generally pretty easy to use. It just does work without really thinking about it, which is nice. But the rolls on these will change on a daily basis through the week, which I actually didn't know until relatively recently, because I was tending to just grab them immediately. But that's the Zavala stuff in this very quiet tower after the update. While we're here though, why don't we take a look at the Eververse store? I feel like I've missed this for a couple of weeks recently. Don't forget your free Bright Dust. I'm making some absolutely mad stacks of Bright Dust right there. For featured Bright Dust items this week though, we have the Feast of Feelings exotic emote, which is 3,250 Bright Dust. If you're feeling sorry for yourself. You might get indigestion though, which will just make it worse, really. We have Coffee Talk, a legendary emote right here. Again, adding to the indigestion. That one's 700 Bright Dust. And then there is the Chemical Burn. I nearly called it Chemical Brun, whatever that would mean. And it's not going to load. It's going to play me up. This one from back in the day, available for 2,500 Bright Dust. And then we have the Hazardous Projection, Ghost Projection, sorry, nearly called it a Transman effect. That's 1,500 Bright Dust. We have the Sanguise shader from back in Revenant. Very red indeed. Maybe grab that ahead of Festival if you want to be covered in blood. There's also a Mogul of Paint from Heresy, which is a bit of a mishmash, isn't it? Looks like someone's thrown various different shades of paint at you, but I'm sure it looks good in some configurations. Both of those for 300 Bright Dust. Now over to the main Bright Dust section. Immediately I notice we have the Without Ceremony ornament for Icebreaker for 1,250 Bright Dust, so that's a pretty nice one, new in this particular season, with Tex Mechanica vibes on it, so you might want to go ahead and grab that while it's available. Otherwise, we have the Supreme Slider, again with the indigestion. Bungie, what are you trying to force feed us? What's going on here? That one's 3,250 Bright Dust. Indigestion's on the mind today for me. We have Gauntlets from the Black Letter set, available for 1,200 Bright Dust. And then there is the Supernova Shell, which is a pretty cool looking thing, isn't it? It's got the Graviton Lance vibes going on it. Another new one this season for 2,850 Bright Dust. We additionally have Gravity Wave, which is the ship from that particular set. Pretty cool, actually, right there. So that's 2,000 Bright Dust. And then there is the Indigo Sprinter available this week. Sorry about the very slow previews, probably because I'm in the tower, but that's another one new for this season, 2,500 Bright Dust. And then we have the Ouroborean Projection, a ghost projection there for 1,500 Bright Dust. And for shaders on the second page, we have Smashing Success initially, right there from back in the day. Also the Metropolitan Acoustics, which is rather bright indeed. And then we have Atlantic Rush. Once again, all of these are 300 Bright Dust. And finally, Abyssinian Gold is up for grabs this week as well. Lastly though, we have Celebrate Newness, as well as Corrupt Ether and Harpy Entrance for our Transmit effects, which are all 450 Bright Dust. So let me know down below if you plan to grab anything from the store this week. We shall finish with a very quick visit to Shader 1. We've got Retrograde Armor, if you want to grab that for any reason. Of course, it's very vanilla at this point, but for shaders, we have Vitrified Chronology available this week, which can be quite a nice looking shader. These are 10,000 Glimmer, of course. Then back in Curse of Osiris, we got Kairos Black right here. Another pretty cool one, depending on your vibes. And then we have the War Cult Endgame, which I haven't really looked at for a long time. That's quite a nice older faction shader as well. For today though, guys, that's what we have to summarize. So let me know in the comments section if you're jumping in to do some power leveling with these changes, or indeed to go after the new catalysts for the Wolfsbane axe. Give me any impressions you have on those items down in the comment section after you've played the game today. If you enjoyed the video though overall, a rating very much helps us out. Plus, once again, get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with Bungie's various updates and changes. No doubt we're going to get even more of them over the coming weeks as we approach Renegades. So keep it locked and loaded here if you like, but otherwise I appreciate you watching today and I will catch you all very soon.